Yeah, that forecast ought to help it dry out. Just what we need. Good morning. We've got another one of those excellent drying days today. Nice and cloudy and foggy, and it's fantastic for that, right? Had a 1/10 of an inch of rain overnight, no big deal there. But anyway, I don't have a whole lot to do today, so I'm trying to figure out what to do. And I'm thinking I might go to Berkey and try and get that weather station installed. So I walked out here to our one that we have, just to get a feel for how we got this mounted and what it looks like and all that. And then maybe we'll head down there. That's a 6x6 post. That's a big one. I don't know if we need that, but I don't know. Anyway, that's my plan. You can see the difference in our old weather station. The anemometer is pretty much the same, just the brass tip and where it says Davis on the fin. But this rain collection cone is clearly different. The mechanism in there is different. Basically, those buckets just tip. Every 100th of an inch, it tips from one side to the other, and it counts how many times it tips, which is how it measures it. So sometimes it's a good idea to take that apart and look for spider webs and stuff. There's obviously some off to the side there, but nothing holding or impeding the bucket. So no big deal. I'll put this back. And yeah, you can see it's just a little different design than the new one. Okay, change of plans. Not going to Berkey to put a weather station up. It's a sad day. Sprayer tire changing day. Gotta take the floats off because we've decided that it's time to spray wheat. We've got to get second shot of nitrogen on the wheat. Flag leaf is coming out, and it's time to get some fungicides put on to protect it, especially with all this wet weather that we've had and are going to have, because the forecast does not look good. Highly conducive to disease and fungus and all that. So we got to get the sprayer ready to go to spray some fungicide. We'll probably, yeah, we'll talk about what we're going to do later. But that means this tractor's got to get out of here, because I need to be able to use our overhead hoist to move tires around and stuff, and we got to get the sprayer in here. So let's get the planter out of here. Oh, I missed you, tractor. So nice. Should wash it. That's what I should do. I should stop right out the door here and give it a bath quick. Another day. Okay, that can sit there. Let's get the sprayer in the shop. Still raining. Okay, well, you guys have seen this before when we put the tires on, but take the fender off. We got this bracket that mounts on there. We'll lift the jack up, take the tire off. We got to get the overhead hoist and support it. And once we get it loose, then we'll get the new tire, the skinny tire, and put it on. So pretty straightforward and simple. Just takes a little bit of time and handling. Moving tires. Bringing the skinny in. One done. Two going up. Well, there you can see the difference. The floater's in the front and our little pizza cutter's in the back. I'll talk about why we do that in a minute, but we got to get the sprayer turned around so we can do the fronts now. This is what happens when you put the wrong tire on the wrong side. We only got half the lug nuts on before we realized that the tread was backwards. Okay, we have got all 4 tires changed, fenders back on. Dad's just checking tire pressures now. A couple other things I want to do while we got it in the shop here. I want to export the data that we've done so far. So I can get that uploaded to our computer. And the other thing is, somehow or another, Dad broke his handle for the rear window here. So I got a new one. We're going to change that. Looks like I need I'm going to guess 10 millimeter socket to get that nut off of there and pop the new one on. Well, the back window doesn't open very far, but the latch works. Okay, that's done. I got my data. Sprayer's ready to go. Okay, so we've got the tires on, sprayer's ready to go. So let's talk about why. Why would you want to take the nice big wide floater tires off that were 620, what are they? They're 620 70R46, so that'd be 620 millimeters wide. You'll have to do the conversion to inches because I don't know off the top of my head. But why would you take those off and put on these skinny little 380 105R50s? So these are 380 millimeters wide, just over half the width of those other tires, especially after we just had 5 inches of rain and everything's muddy, right? Well, the reason is because of we're going to be running in crops now instead of kind of right after the crops are planted, where we've got a 30-inch row to run down. So those other tires, while they're wide, they're not 30 inches wide and they fit down the rows. But once the corn starts filling in the rows, we won't be able to make it down the corn rows anymore. Once the wheat, we got to spray the wheat again. So the first time or 2 times that we sprayed the wheat, it was still really small, and the wider tires didn't kill it. It didn't leave enough of an imprint to really destroy that wheat. It would grow back up through the track. Now it's tall enough and it's jointed. Anything that gets run over will not live. It'll be a track in the field. So we want to try and run over less crop. And since we have to spray wheat again here real soon with a fungicide for the flag leaf, which has come out now, a fungicide at the heading for head scab, which is going to be in a week or 2, 2 weeks probably, and also put some more nitrogen on it, we need to have the skinny tires on to be able to get through those fields. The good thing on the wheat is the tracks are already there and established from the first time that we went over it, and not that the wheat is dead there, but it's been compacted a little bit, so the ground will be firm even though it's wet, and we won't get stuck. We'll get through it. The unfortunate thing is we're not done spraying the corn yet. It would have been really nice to be able to finish spraying the pre-emerge on the corn before we switch these tires. Timing of the wheat dictated that it was time to change tires, and we weren't going to be able to do that. So that's no good, but at least the beans are done. And then in July, well, and even later into June, we'll have to spray the beans again, and their beans are in 15-inch rows. There's no way we're going to run down the beans without taking out at least 1 row. But with these skinny tires, you take out 1 row instead of 2, and it's a better thing. So that's why we changed the tires. And you know, the floater tires are nice because they make that machine run a whole lot better, and you don't have to worry about compaction and getting stuck. Not that we've ever gotten our sprayer stuck, but the skinny tires are just, it makes you a little more nervous. You will cut ruts and stuff, and it is what it is. So at this point, it was time. We got to get it done. We did all that before lunchtime. That's awesome. So, but it's noon. Time to eat. All right, well, since I did them sprayer tires this morning, I decided not to go to Berkey to work on that weather station today because, frankly, I won't have time and I don't want to do it. But I've got a couple other little things I'm going to work on here. I put together this sign. Check this thing out. That thing is awesome. So thank you to Golden Harvest for sending that to me. It's kind of huge. I'm going to have to find somewhere to put that thing, but yeah, very nice. And it even came with these little peg mounting stake things that I can push in the ground, and that way I don't have to actually put wood posts or bury those in the ground. So that's kind of cool. Something else I'm working on down here. It seems that I have a start cylinder relay going out on my boat on one of the engines. So I'm going to take that apart so I can see what I need to do, or what I need to get to fix it. Since the weather's finally starting to cooperate, it's time to get the boat out. So this is a Yamaha AR210 jet boat, twin 135 horse engines. This one runs at the moment, this one doesn't. And so we got to get a starter relay out, which is underneath that cover in there. This boat is not nearly as nice as it looks at first glance, but it is a pretty nice boat, so it works for me. I got that cover off, but good grief, how in the heck am I supposed to get in there? I think what I need to get at is down and back in there. I can't even get the camera to give you a good shot of it. Yeah. At least it's clean and dry in there. That's why that's the goal, but holy crap, that's going to be hard to get to. Of course, the one wrench that I didn't bring is the 7/16 to take this thing off the top and get these wires out of the way. I'm probably going to have to go and get that and hope I don't have to take that whole thing off the back wall there. I don't know. We'll see. I bought this boat back before I was married and had kids. Didn't have anything better to spend my money on then. Now my wife won't let me sell it. And don't get me wrong, I like having a boat. I like going to the lake and hanging out there. It's a good time. I just know how expensive this thing is, just from a maintenance and insurance standpoint for the 4 or 5 days a year we use it. Those are expensive days at the lake, but that's okay. I think my problem is getting worse. So decided I should test this and see, is it the relay or is it the starter? And starter is way down underneath here. And I can take this cover off, hook a jumper cable to it, touch the other end of the battery, and that motor starts right up. This one here, which I cannot see, but I do the same thing and nothing happens. So now I think it's the starter. And how in the heck am I gonna get the starter out from under there? Oh man. Okay, well, they put metric bolts on the motor stuff. The cover on that electrical panel was standard. So now I gotta go get the right ones, and I've already got a headache from hanging upside down in there. I'm seriously considering, how much is this gonna cost to take it somewhere and have them fix it? The answer is a lot. So we'll do it blind and figure it out myself, but it's not gonna be a fun project. Well, I came to get my tools and I got sidetracked, and now I ran out of time. Almost 5:30, I gotta go home. So I'm gonna drop my tools off down there by the boat, and I'll work on it some other time. I don't know if I'll come tomorrow maybe, or next week. Whatever, it's gonna rain for the next week, so I won't be going to the lake anytime soon anyway. Okay, well, I guess that's it for today. So thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Certainly want to take a little time and remember the sacrifice that people have given for our country here. And yeah. Too bad I can't celebrate at the lake because it's going to be raining. Oh well. I think we're going to do a little work around the house with some landscaping and stuff this weekend. So yeah. Leave me any questions and comments that you have down below. Who knows what's going to happen next week. Hopefully we can get a little spraying done. Hopefully it doesn't rain all week and we can get back in the fields, do a little work with the gator, picking up some rocks, spraying some weeds, whatever it may be. I don't know. Be able to at least look at stuff a little bit more and see you know, how bad the damage from the flood is and that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, that's it for me. So have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week.